Hello there, Michael Dominichetti with Keller Williams Realty, and it is September 23rd, I think, today. So we're getting close to the end of September, and I thought it would be a great time to go ahead and review the numbers for this year, last month, and see how things are tracking as far as this year versus last year and the year prior. Very interesting when you look at the history of the numbers. And you take all the media and emotional and all the other crap out of the way that gets a little bit distracting, and you look at the numbers. What are the numbers telling us? So I'm going to share with you here what I have found with the numbers. What I have done is I have gone back to the year 2000. So starting at the year 2000 in January, I started inputting the numbers for the sales for all of Hamilton and all of Halton. So this is condos, townhouses, detached, up to multi-million dollar properties, rural properties, basically anything that has an address that lands inside all of Halton, which is Georgetown, Oakville, Burlington, all the outlying areas, and all of Hamilton, which is Ancaster, Dundas, Waterdown, Flamborough, Hamilton, Stony Creek. So it's a very large sample size. The reason why I did that is so we have a large volume of numbers that you can see here where we have thousands of sales per year, sometimes between 500 and 1,200 sales per month. That gives us a good sample size, which equals more consistent numbers. And I find that to be very helpful. So what I find really fascinating is when you start looking at where we are at today or maybe last month, and you go back 5 years. If you've lived in this area for the last 7 to 10 years, you're probably aware of what happened back in 2021, 2022 when we had COVID, and all of a sudden we saw a reduction in inventory. The interest rates went down and the home prices were on a rocket ship. It was ridiculous. In fact, at that time, early 2022, I had a handful of people looking to buy a home. And I was saying to them, guys, this just doesn't make any sense that house prices have gone up 25% in 6 months. Do not get caught in the emotional quagmire that is happening in our real estate market right now. Just let's hit the pause button. Let's wait for some sanity to come back to the market. It'll make a lot more sense. So what I found very interesting when I was running the numbers today is looking back at 2020 and 2021 and 2022. So if you look here where we are currently, which is the month of August for 2025, it is the lowest average sale price in the Hamilton-Halton area that we have seen since mid-2020. So if we go back to, the tail end of 2020, you're looking at average prices in sort of the mid-800 range. That's where we're at today, right? Once we got past the end of 2020 and we hit 2021, we started seeing prices very quickly jump from mid-8s to 950 to $1 million, and they pretty much stayed there for a couple of years. So what does all this mean? Well, if you're looking at buying a home and selling a home and staying in this area, to me it doesn't have a really huge impact, because you're going to either buy high and sell high or buy low and sell low, and it's what's the delta between what you're buying and you're selling. That remains relatively consistent, kind of regardless of the prices. If you're going to go from a condo to a townhouse, it's going to cost you more money, right? If you are downsizing and going from a 4-bedroom, 2,500 square foot house and moving into a 2-bedroom condo, you're going to put money in your pocket. Kind of makes sense. Where I feel this has the biggest impact is the opportunity for people looking to get into the market. If we want to try to run downhill with the wind against our back, as they say, right? You want to stack all the odds in your favor. You want to look at, how much inventory do we have? What are the current prices like? What are the interest rates like as far as the cost of borrowing? Well, we have pretty affordable cost of borrowing. You can get a 5-year fixed mortgage for around 4%, maybe even a little bit under if you're a great quality client. And those are relatively low interest rates in the grand scheme of things. So, good interest rates, we have lots of inventory, and if you look at the average price, we've got the lowest average prices that we've seen in 5 years. So if you're looking at buying a home and you're a first time buyer, or maybe you want to buy an investment property or you want to buy a second home, what are you waiting for? Like, if you're looking for indicators that say now is a good time to buy, now is a good time to buy. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a realtor. I'm saying that because that's what the numbers are saying. The numbers are saying we have the lowest average prices in 5 years. We have good interest rates on borrowing money, and we have the lowest prices that we've seen in 5 years and lots of inventory. So, if you know somebody who's looking at buying a home in the next couple of months, and they're saying, well, we're going to wait for the prices to come down a little bit more, or we're going to wait for the interest rates to come down a little bit more, what are you waiting for? If that house that you really want is out there, in my opinion, this could be a really fantastic time to seize that opportunity. And this is based on the numbers. If you have questions about the numbers that I have here, and questions about what's happening in your local real estate market, I am happy to do this kind of research and share these numbers with you so that you can make a really fantastic decision for your family about your real estate needs. You can call me anytime. I'm happy to go through the numbers. And we'll see you out there, and hopefully you can take advantage of some great opportunities that we're starting to see in the world of real estate.